482 or 22, whichever.
Could be 22.
Could be 22.
7,000.
Or have we recorded so many that sucked that we didn't air them?
That also could be a possibility.
Yeah. See, we're a lot like a band that way, in that we record a shitload of songs / episodes, and not all of them make the album. We may do like a deep track album someday where we release all the shit that we haven't released. But
that's right.
Exactly that.
After we pass away, we'll have a Under the Covers album.
We
a bunch of little.
After you pass away, maybe.
Right. After I. Right.
I'm not going to die.
My state's going to put that out.
You're dying way before us.
Pretty sure I just jinxed myself.
Yeah.
Probably die on the way home today. I'm never going to die.
Yeah.
Fuck.
They say the most dangerous shit's when you're doing quick runs.
Yeah.
Especially like motorcycles and shit.
Yeah, because you're complacent.
Yeah. It's like, fuck, I've done this so many times.
Yeah.
That, if I think about it, that is the most times I have to hard brakes when I'm coming up, like that light going to your place.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking sitting there checking. Like, oh shit, there's traffic.
Forgetting I'm driving.
Yeah.
Still taking a nap.
Fuck yeah. So, couple things. We got a bunch to talk about today. I was thinking about this kind of over the weekend, and I meant to text you guys and I forgot. So I'm gonna just bring it up on the air and get y'all's raw thoughts.
Yeah.
What if we get to 100 Patreons, we do a Patreons day at the end of the year?
Yeah.
Where we bring one Patreon down, and as many that want to come can come, but one we pay for to bring them down, take care of them. And then say 10 more want to come hang out for the day. They can fly at their own expense, but we do a day where we just spend it with the Patreons.
Huh.
What, in the event that all 100 say, yeah, I'm fucking coming, then what?
Well, we don't show up. And
I didn't say we would be there.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just you can come.
yeah, we'll fill them an eventful day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give them a list of places they can go that are cool to see in Dallas.
That's right. I'll show up. That'll
Yeah.
be the lukewarm.
Sightseeing tour.
Zach from Uninfluenced is here.
Yeah.
You have to wear like a balaclava, though, so nobody knows what you look
for
like.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless your sister's coming.
Yeah. In which case, I'm free to fly. Huh? Got it.
Fuck yeah.
My God.
That was a thought, though.
That's a cool idea.
Something to do, something different.
What are we gonna have these guys doing? Driving, shooting, drinking?
Maybe a little everything.
Little everything.
Yeah. We may meet at a certain place, haul ass. Depends on what all we come up with. We may go look at the dogs at the kennels, maybe do a quick tour of that, and then fucking go shoot some guns somewhere or something.
That sounds like
There's
a cool
tons
idea.
of shit we can do here. Hell, there's the Texas gun experience where we could shoot all kinds of fucking guns.
We could play laser tag, but with real guns.
That's
Yeah.
a good time.
We run around the woods shooting at each other.
All right, but I'm the team captain A, and I pick Mike.
Right. Yeah, big time.
Yeah,
Perfect.
just get a bunch of your old buddies in.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm taking him. I got him. Yeah, I thought that would be pretty cool.
Sounds like a fun time.
Even if it's something we bring them down, give them a nice place to come hang out for the weekend, and then meet up with them, take them to lunch, dinner, and do some other shit.
Perfect.
But something I was thinking about. People keep asking about merch. If y'all want merch, right now we don't have any, but on Mike's website, Mike has a lot of new stuff that just dropped.
Hell yeah.
So by supporting Mike, you're essentially supporting the channel, and you will figure that out probably in 2 months.
Is that where your t-shirt's coming from today? Is that the new stuff?
Yeah. That actually
looks good. Yeah.
I was going to say that looks better than the one I have.
Nice.
Yeah.
Honestly, like the printing quality, we actually are using a different manufacturer for that than the like I have one of the original ones. That one, the printing is for sure.
It feels good.
quality.
Yeah.
Well, when people ask, I always tell them, because all the shirts I had when it was just real talk, they were shit. I mean, I have some in my closet they're just junk, real thin, crappy material. I still wear them every now and then to work on cars and shit. But I don't want to sell anything to somebody that's a shitty product, because that's your name.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell people. But every shirt that you got me, dude, they're fucking nice.
That's good.
Nice.
That camo one I was wearing in episode 21, that bitch is badass.
Oh, good.
Yeah, people didn't even know I was there, standing right next to them.
Yeah. It's like the Predator walking around.
I just didn't even see him.
Yeah.
Good for you,
Fucking
man.
had to tap him on the shoulder. I'm like, can you move?
I'm real cagey about buying shirts online because you can get some cheap t-shirts.
Most of them
My
are.
God, you run them through the wash twice and the print's gone. So
Yeah, you got a fucking halter top and shit.
yeah, big time. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys turn out good stuff.
Yeah, the product is very, very nice. And I'm not just trying to upsell Mike's stuff. I mean, it's very nice, good quality. And Yanked them all out of the bag, didn't even wash them. So whatever kid in Thailand tried this on, it's fucking spot on.
Whatever 3 kids in Thailand
Yes.
had to try those on.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just called me fat.
Whatever
That's
whatever
fucked up.
child.
No, I'm
sewed this
saying
together.
that kids in Thailand are not that big.
That is true. So
Perfect.
you have been to Thailand.
I have been.
People love that shit.
Nobody in Thailand is very big, is the thing.
We still need to go
Some nutritional deficiencies, I'm sure.
film a show from Thailand.
That'd be wild.
They don't have KFC over there.
Is that your jam?
Nobody jumped on that.
The fuck?
I don't know. I was running with the small people in Thailand gag. All right, look, it's the beginning of the show.
The
I'm still
fuck
figuring
does
it
that
out.
have to
I'm
do
getting
with
my sea
KFC?
legs. Nothing. I'm swinging at windmills over.
I'm not gonna lie. Mike taught me a cheat trick
What's up?
for KFC. You get the original drums.
Yeah.
Dude, I ate 8 of them bitches the other day.
Oh, because they're not like breaded, right? That's the deal.
Well, I mean, so the original breading is breading, but it's so thin and light that like there's very few carbs in them, and the legs are really moist and have a lot of protein and a fair bit of fat
Shoot.
because it's dark meat, and
Some of that KFC on the
dark
way home.
meat.
Oh, of course.
I love some dark meat.
I know. I know that low carb game. I'm into that.
Yeah. So like it's like 2 carbs per leg or something like
Seriously?
that. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean, you can eat 5 or 6 of them, and
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to get KFC on the way home.
Shit,
That's
I found
worth it.
out they'll DoorDash.
no shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Fuck, we ought to have some right now. You can eat it on the air, Zach.
Hey, you can order now. It'll be here by the end of the episode, right?
So I asked my wife, I'm going through this testosterone change where they're dropping my levels.
Oh, yeah.
And I never had any roid rage going up, but coming down, it's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 1 minute hey, let's go to the fucking mall. And the next minute, bitch, I will kill everybody at the mall. Well,
I mean, hormones are the most powerful thing in your body. You
Yeah.
know? I mean,
so
shy of your brain and heart that keep you alive. But I mean, in terms of what, directs you to behave and feel and think the way that you do, it's all hormones, But it's the thing that I think a lot of people don't realize is how intricate the relationship between progesterone, testosterone, and estrogen are, is that they're like, it's a fine balance, and when one of them is out of whack, it can throw everything way off fucking kilter and make a lot of huge differences. I mean, women in birth control, as an example, like a lot of times people are like, oh, I've got acne, so I'm going to go on birth control. Like that shit is fucking powerful. I mean, you think about any drug or chemical that a woman can put in her body to make your body's natural process of getting pregnant not fucking happen, like that's some powerful shit,
Yeah.
and for sure is going to come with some side effects, that it's like, oh yeah, birth control is safe. We've been using it for blood. Like, then why are the instances of breast cancer, ovarian cancer, cysts, all that kind of shit have skyrocketed over the last fucking couple of decades, while coincidentally, like, most women take fucking birth control. Like,
yeah.
I'm not a fucking doctor, but I don't think you have to be one to think that there's probably a causal relationship there.
Oh, 100%. And
does your doctor know that you drive fast cars? When
Yeah.
he was like, all right, we're going to have you going through some serious changes here, man.
well, the new hormone or the new fertility doctor we're seeing, not new, he's the old guy, but I went and saw him yesterday. He put me on estrogen blockers and all kinds of shit. But he said, how are your moods? And I told him, I said, like, before I came in here, I wanted to choke the life out of you. Now that you're in front of me, I'm okay because I remember how little you are. and he's like,
we're going to get your test back up.
yeah. And he said, remind me never to drive behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, bitch. Or in front of me or anywhere near me.
That's right.
I will fucking ram
If
you.
I see you on the road, I'll freak out.
Yeah. But yeah, I blew up on my wife Saturday, so I asked her what she wanted from KFC.
Yeah.
This motherfucker orders a large coleslaw, a large macaroni, and a large potatoes
Was
and
it?
gravy. That was her order.
Hell yeah.
And I'm over here with like 8 drumsticks and a biscuit. The
feel like-
biscuit's my cheat,
I feel like your wife and my wife would get along. That sounds like exactly what she'd order. Like, no chicken, just sides. Like,
Yeah.
oh, God. Okay.
It's like, that's for real what you want?
Yeah.
How do you not break out into that song that one of the, not the chorus, but one of the lines in it is, she don't eat meat, but she sure like the bone.
Yeah. Yeah. She
I would be impossible for me not to sing that.
I
I was
would
in her
have
shoes.
if she wasn't in a separate room and pissed off at me.
That's right. Did you tell
Well, I mean, at that point, you got nothing to lose.
Yeah, that
So
is true. That's
That's
when
right.
you break out in song.
You might as well rub fucking salt in the wound.
Be
Sure.
a all out musical.
That's right.
Fuck yeah.
Did you tell her KFC doesn't stand for Kentucky Fried Sides?
Yeah.
Chicken, by God.
I'm going to tell her to start calling Zach.
This ain't KFS, goddammit.
That's right.
That was
Yeah.
good, Zach.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm getting more and more proud of him.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Hey,
Now
What
you
kind of
want
nut?
blind squirrels? That's ableist, by God.
now you're wanting more nuts in your mouth.
Right over it.
Sorry guys, I'm actually watching the show, talking to y'all, and reading notes all at the same time.
I think this is the first time we've done the show while the show's premiering on YouTube.
Which,
Same
for
time.
those of you listening, if you can read between those lines, that means it's not fucking live.
It's not
Yeah.
live.
So what did Mike drive today? Something with wheels.
Yes.
Yes.
How many wheels?
4 fucking wheels in the seat.
All of them.
All goddamn.
All them
them.
bitches.
That's right.
What I find is a trip, the Indian Challenger puts a spare tire in that little locker.
Really?
Yeah.
In the
locker?
fucking bear?
On the side. In case
Of the motorcycle?
yeah, in case you break down. So it's a three.
Hold on. This is a bit. Yeah, hold on. Wait a second. I've seen that
That's a
Challenger.
full-size spare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, wait a second. There's no tire in the side.
Have you
of
ever
that.
opened them?
No.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. Don't knock it then.
It's a foldable tire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into the thing here in just a minute, but we have a new Patreon.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's remember the 350Z?
Yeah.
He's a Patreon now for us.
Who's 350Z?
So me and Mike are going to a car event,
yeah.
and we leave here, and there's a 350Z, and he's in his car, and I'm in the RSQ8, and we're just hauling ass.
Yeah.
And this 350Z
It's
starts.
a brand new Nismo 350Z.
Yeah, it's a very nice car. And he starts following us, and then we get on the highway, and we start playing like we always do, and it never failed. Every time they would get close to us, we'd gun it again. And it almost looked like we were just fucking with them the whole way there. But they ended up going to the show. It's father and son we met driving the Porsche and the...
Yeah, I was in the 911, and you were in your 488.
Yeah.
And we were hauling ass through town and pulled into a parking lot to grab some lunch, and these guys come rolling in after us. They're like, man, we've been trying to catch up to you for the last fucking 2 miles or whatever. And my son's a huge, supercar fan, whatever. We just wanted to shake your hand and see the cars and whatever. And then, we fucking saw him on the road and met him at a car meet just coincidentally. And that was them, which is funny. That's
awesome.
Small world.
Yeah, the son made a bet with his dad that if he could get straight A's,
he'd buy him that car.
He'd buy him that car.
Shoot.
The kid's 16, has 2 cars now.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll tell you, having that car as a 16-year-old is dicey. I mean, it's cool, but it's dicey.
Yeah. That's a lot of car for 16.
Fuck yeah, it is.
That's a lot of car for some people in their 20s.
That's a lot of car for anybody that doesn't have any idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he doesn't, but the thing with that though is I'll bet that like to drive around here on twisty roads and shit, I'll bet that thing is a fucking blast.
Oh, I bet it is. I mean, they did really good catching us.
Yeah.
And then we'd take off again.
No, it's a quick little car.
Yeah.
It's neat.
Was I guess dad was driving? Or was the kid?
I think the dad was.
I have no idea, actually. That's a good question.
Yeah. Maybe he'll answer in the comments or something or
Yeah.
message us on Patreon. But if the son was driving, I give a lot more respect for him catching up.
16.
That's no
Respect it
bullshit.
more.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't have done that shit at 16.
No.
Fuck no.
Hell no. But if the dad was driving, it makes sense. If the son was driving, I got to give props to the dad for letting his son drive that fast. And
Like
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine a cop pulling you over and be like, you know what? You guys have a nice day.
Yeah. Better than the cop that pulled me over the other day.
He got pulled over?
Fuck yeah, he did.
Yeah, that fucking text Mike.
It's like, maybe I need a radar detector. It's like, there ain't no fucking maybe about it. Did you order one?
Right.
Not yet. I will.
I got a spare.
What was cool is I was doing 130 something when he found me. He wrote it for 97, which still don't get me in defensive driving. So I'm going to have to do a lawyer thing.
Lame.
Yeah, he was mad. He
Cop
said,
was mad?
He said, why were you speeding? I got to pee bad.
I just pissed myself.
Yeah. I'll prove it. I'll piss all over myself if you don't write
That's
this
right.
ticket right now.
What was it? A trooper? Or?
Oh, yeah. I've only had 2 of them let me go. And it was one when I had all that shit in the console. And then, I can't remember. Oh, the other one, I was hauling ass and I said something smart ass when he pulled up and he just laughed and said, go on.
So how fast are you going? 130 and a
Going
what?
130 and a 70.
I mean, come on. That's that's
But
manageable.
to be fair, in those cars, 130 feels like 70.
It's true.
And
dude, fuck, 160 feels like 70.
Yeah.
Like it's absurd.
Yeah.
How well those things absorb speed. Like it just, man.
we made it to that meet the day I was in the RSQ8. We made it there in 22 minutes.
And it's like normally about a 50-minute drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
With no traffic.
yeah, it was stupid how fast we were going. Safely
In Mexico.
in Mexico.
That's right.
But so the thing's exposed now, and getting a lot of good reviews, a lot of comments. Matter of fact, let's go to some of them real quick on the.
And shit, at this point,
What the shit, man?
oh yeah. Well, we know it. We know what Matt's fucking headbanging too.
No, that's an ad. We just
Yeah,
we
not
just
sure it's
lost money for skipping that.
That's all right.
Shit, I hate this stupid.
Now I have to write that this episode's a paid promotion.
Whatever. We're broke as hell.
Sorry, we get paid for that.
I was going to say, as long as it took Zach to produce the thing video, I can give a month 1,300-mile review at this point.
Well, what's crazy, it took him so long you got rid of it.
Yeah, I've already sold it
All
and
right,
then bought it
fellas.
back and then
Fellas,
sold it again.
come on now. Look, I'm glad you love it. People love it. Excited to hear about it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the comments must be nice, and that was one of our guys
Yeah, joking.
talking shit because, we're always talking about that.
Of course.
And his we got a new listener just off of this. He said, all of my YouTube's either military or cars. He said, it's 50-50. I watch military and cars. And he said, and then you guys just put it all together.
Yeah.
Welcome home.
Yeah. I said, well, welcome.
Jesus came over the hill.
That's right.
Welcome, you mother bitch. And this dude said, this was before it aired. Can't wait. Was beginning to think Zach lost all the footage.
I was beginning to think I lost some of the footage.
A lot of people, congrats, you deserve it. The thing did not disappoint. Congrats, Mike. Just a bunch of Mike, you deserve it. Hard work paying off. And sometimes when you reveal a car, another reason I hate it's because you get the haters that are this motherfucker here.
Yeah.
And they've never watched anything else or don't know what the fuck you've been through to get that. But we didn't have one person in there, talking shit. Other than this guy saying that you got a better setup than me now. Fuck you, Caleb.
I do appreciate those comments. I don't know that I would agree with deserving it. I don't know that anybody deserves it. But I do appreciate the support and the fact that you guys are all on board in that way. It's pretty neat to see that.
You got to think though. It all takes what people see as deserving though. But I mean, the hard work and shit, I call it that's a reward. It's just like the watch, it's a reward.
I mean, I can say that, my dad didn't give it to me and, I didn't bury myself for 50 hours on YouTube and blow up overnight and all of a sudden have, more money than I know what to do with it at 19 and buy a bunch of fucking cars and crash them and race them. Like, I mean, I've worked a long fucking time to get to where I'm at. And yes, I've worked very hard. To me, I guess where I feel awkward in seeing, people saying you deserve it is that there are a lot of people that work their fucking ass off, in this world.
Yeah.
Not just this country. I mean, I've been to countries where people, are fucking slaves, literally, there's regions of the Middle East where they are, that like they're literal fucking slaves. But, and also, people, even here in this country, I mean, people that come here from another country and work fucking 90 hours a week, to just barely fucking scrape by. So to me, like that makes it hard for me to feel like I deserve getting a car like that. Like, I don't think I deserve it. I just think, I've made enough of the right choices along the way and worked hard enough to be able to get it, and to me, there is a difference. Like, to me, I think, a 4-year-old that has leukemia deserves to be treated and cured.
Yeah.
I think that's being deserving of something, but not trying to put a fucking Debbie Downer on the moment. But, to me, from a words matter standpoint, like that's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah. Well, you earned it. Yeah. Instead of deserved it, you earned it.
There you go. Yeah. I'll take earned. I earned it.
Yeah. Because, I mean, a lot of people don't get all the sacrifices you still make.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still gone a lot.
Yeah.
And when you have kids and shit like that, it's fucking hard.
Yeah. It's hard to juggle everything.
Yeah. And I mean, shit, people ask me all the time when I go to meets, where's Mike? Well, I mean,
he's working.
Yeah, he's either working or doing something with it. If he ain't here, he's working or doing something with his kids.
Right.
And, I've never been like, oh man, you fucked up spending time with your fucking kids. You should have been at that meet.
No, of course not.
Because hell no, those meets will be there forever.
Yeah.
Your kids will start to hate you and you'll be able to go to more meets. But,
that's right. Car meets are forever. Kids are temporary.
You busted your ass and you earned it, and you keep earning it. So yeah, it's a huge congrats. It was badass being there, watching him get it. I tried to get Zach to come, but
he wouldn't do it.
I couldn't afford him.
He wouldn't do it for less than $400.
Yeah.
Did you actually invite me to that?
No.
Okay. I was like, if this was like a sly invite, like I didn't know it was the reveal.
Yeah,
like,
we were thinking about going over here.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm going to swing by the shop just for some stuff. Want to come by? I'm like, no. Like, if you told me, yeah, this is going to be this thing, like, yeah, of course I would have been there.
Like where I went, I think it was Monday. Where I went Monday to Boardwalk Ferrari.
Yeah.
I got to see an 812, and you should have seen that thing in person. It was a factory spec car, but that thing, it needs to be filmed.
Yeah.
But let's get back to the thing. Let's get on that review.
Yeah. All right. So I've had it for about a month. I've put about 1,300 miles on it, and I will say that it's comfortably and easily the best car I've ever driven by quite a bit. I've been fortunate, I think, in the last few years to be able to ride in or drive a lot of nice stock and heavily modified, lightly modified, all of the above cars of all different calibers and varieties, and feel like I have a pretty good sense of at least what I like. Not necessarily that I know, a ton about it. I mean, I am certainly more than just a novice or hobbyist, in that I've owned a number of them and driven them and I'm pretty into it. But to me, it's the first car that I've ever had or spent any amount of time with where, like, every time I get in it, it feels at least as special and fun and amazing as it did the very first time I got in it, which no other car has ever done that. And the more I drive it and the more comfortable I get with it, actually the more I enjoy it. Whereas every other car, that wasn't the case. It was kind of that new car smell wore off in a few weeks, and then it was like, yeah, it's still cool and it's fun to drive, but like I was already like looking at the next thing,
Yeah.
Whereas this, I mean, like I'm not even going to change the fucking rims on it. Like, I want to do absolutely nothing to it because it's just that good fucking stock, and to put it in perspective, I mean, the R8 was quite a bit faster, in a straight line. Now, granted, if I was driving from here to a car meet, I'll bet I could do it faster in the Pista.
100%.
By quite a bit. So yeah, in a one-dimensional, 40 to 150 mile an hour, somewhere in that window, roll race or out and about in a relatively straight line, the R8 is brutal fast and a lot of fun. But that's really the only place where it's the case. Everywhere else, it's exhausting and jerky and runs weird and throws codes and like it just is one fucking thing after the next with it, and having to have barrels of fucking E85 that I'm hand pumping and spilling gas in my fucking garage and having to order it, like it's just a pain in the dick.
Yeah.
And not worth it. Whereas this, it's like you pull into any fucking gas station, there's absolutely no modifications done to it, and it's still hitting a fucking sub 6 60 to 130, which, to me is fast enough, especially when you couple that with how incredibly brutally fucking fast it is around town at shorter speeds, or shorter distances, slower speeds. Like it's insanely fucking quick, but it's so accessible. Like the power and the torque curve is so linear and so broad that it feels like a naturally aspirated engine. And you have that power and torque fucking immediately every time you want it, really, no matter where you're at. And whether you're in manual or automatic, like it's so easy to drive. The best kind of, I guess, listener or verbal description I can give is it makes me feel like I'm a way fucking better driver than I am, because it's so well engineered and just so perfectly fucking balanced in every way. I mean, the chassis, the handling, the suspension, the steering, the accessibility of the power, like all of that combined, it makes it feel like whatever you want is at your fingertips all the time. Like whether you're doing 4 miles an hour or 140 miles an hour, like it's so direct and so perfect. Like, I mean, it's just an absolute fucking masterpiece. You know, I can't imagine having a car that is more enjoyable to drive than that. And I know, like, watching Chris Harris review the SF90 and comparing the two, even to the F8, he's like, you know, I drove the he drove the SF90, tracked it, and did a road review, and then went back to the Ferrari dealership and took an F8 home because his car that he drove there was being serviced. And he said the F8 didn't feel much slower, and was way more fun to drive. You know, and the Pista is a notch above the F8 in both of those categories. You know, so and at the end of it, he's basically like, you know, the SF90 is an impressive fucking machine for what it is, but I don't know that it's the right fucking way forward in terms of driver experience, you know. And to me, like, that's one of those guys that when he talks about how a car drives and handles, like, he's one of the few guys that I would believe pretty much just unconditionally, you know. Doug DeMuro, the same thing in terms of what a car has versus not, in terms of what he calls the quirks and features. Like, that guy is a guy to listen to when he reviews cars if you want to know how the fucking thing operates and drives, because he's driven so many. But I guess, you know, coming back and wrapping it up in terms of the review, it's just it is absolutely a masterpiece. And I can't imagine you know, finding another car that I enjoy driving the way that I enjoy that. I mean, I will probably put, you know, tens and tens of thousands of miles on it and keep it, because I just can't imagine finding something better.
Yeah, that car is, I've said it before, that's the only car that has made me get in my 488 and be like, this is a piece of shit. And like, if I go drive my 488, I still love it, but every time I drive it now, it's like, this motherfucker looks inside almost like his, but it don't do it. It just don't handle. Yeah. And it don't. And it handles great. It handles far beyond anything else I've ever had.
Yeah. It
don't handle like the Pista. And your Pista, I was at Ferrari Monday, and the guy asked me, he said, give me a good way to sell more cars, you know, basically sell myself to them. And I said, well, you see that 720 there? I said, the best money any Ferrari dealership could do is buy a 720, put it in their fleet, and have someone test drive a 720 and then put them in a Pista right after.
Yeah.
And he said, really? And I said, yeah, because if I drive a Pista after a 720, I'm buying that Pista all day long.
Yeah.
And he said, no shit. And I was like, think of what you spend in marketing. That'd be pennies to what you're going to make off them Pistas.
Yeah.
You know, and the guy was like, I never thought of that.
Yeah. Or, I mean, you could do the same with a 911. I mean, the 911 is an incredible fucking car, but to drive that and then get in a Pista, there's no fucking comparison.
No.
Absolutely none, you know.
Like, JP told us both there's a huge difference, and we both looked at him like, fuck you, you're lying.
Yeah.
And then when you got yours and you were like, come get it and drive it, it's like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't even go hard on it. You know, I drove it nice and gentle, but you can just feel how strong that car is.
No, it's incredible.
And the power is, like you said, it feels NA, but it's not.
Yeah.
Even the 488 has lag.
Yeah, and I would say it's enough, you know, and that's saying something. Like I said, I've driven, you know, 1,000+ to the wheel horsepower cars, and up to, you know, where you'll notice the Pista is not as fast as, you know, above 100 miles an hour, but it's fast enough to where it's still, even after having driven those cars and everything else included in that driver's experience, like it still feels as fast, like, and it's more fun to drive because it's just so well connected, you know, that I mean, it's, my hat's off to them on that car. I mean, it's absolutely fucking incredible.
Yeah, it's super engaging.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I remember when I the second modification round that I did on the 911, got it into the high fives, 60 to 130, and to me, I was like, this is the perfect amount of speed. But it took turbos, an exhaust, a PDK tune, a normal tune, and a fucking meth kit to get it there. You know, it's like, this is on fucking pump gas and it does that, you know, so it's just, and it handles way better, you know, so it's an amazing
and the time you sent me, is the fastest time I've seen in a 60 to 130 posted anywhere on any forums or anything of a stock Pista.
And that's the other thing too. I started from like 52 miles an hour, and the tires could use to be
a little warmer.
Just replaced.
Really?
Yeah, they're not in the best shape, and they're also Sport Cup 2s, not Sport Cup 2Rs.
So you're going to get the Rs when you do the next round?
Yeah, when I replace them, I'll get the Rs, and I'll do a 60 to 130 where I start from like 20 on a fresh set of Rs, and it'll probably be in the summertime when it's hot.
That could be a 5.8.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt a tenth or two probably faster than what it is.
Holy crap. For bone stock,
yeah,
changing some tires, and we've talked about this. A lot of people will bring up the ring times, and I don't think we've talked about it on the show, have we? Mm-mm. That the SVJ was a special built car to go around the ring. The GT2 RS also specially built to go around the ring, special tires, special cages, it was lightened up. The Performante, I think they changed the tires, but the rest of the car was the same. The Pista, they delivered that bitch off the trailer how you and I can buy it, and went and ran a ring time of 7 flat.
Yeah. I also, so I was looking into that a little bit after the last time we talked about it, and I read, I wish I had saved the fucking tab where I read it, but I read somewhere where it said that if you put normal street tires on the GT2 RS, it ran a 703.
Yeah.
Which is a big goddamn difference. I mean, to go from 647 to 703, like that means, and I mean, not that it's a secret that tires make it such a huge difference, but that's drastic, I mean, so
I think they had race tires on that car.
I don't doubt it.
I know the Performante did, and I know the SVJ had that and a weight reduction on it.
Yeah.
To do it, but the Ferrari pulled up with the same tires you have on it and ran a 7 flat.
Yeah.
To me, that's almost if you don't respect what we did, okay, go buy one of the other ones. Cool story, bro.
Yeah.
But if you want to know what this one will do, I mean,
go
put some tires on it, hire your own driver.
Well, I mean, that, and the other thing is take any one of those other cars that have beaten it, set up the way that they are, and drive it from your house to a car meet and tell me if you enjoyed it.
Oh.
Because you won't.
No.
You'll be missing a fucking front tooth and your hemorrhoids will have fucking burst, Zach.
Dude,
mine?
Yeah. Yours will be blown up.
That's right.
Pulled up beside me in an SVJ at the last meet, and that dude, he almost ran into my car and something else with that single clutch backing it up.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that car.
Yeah.
What was even cooler is the first time anyone's seen my wheels. There were people leaning on his car to look at my wheels.
God, that's awesome.
I was like, that's fucking badass.
But to me, the drivability on the road, especially when you use the suspension button, I don't know what the fuck it's called.
Bumpy road mode. That's literally in your manual, bumpy road mode.
Is that really what it's called?
Dude, that thing is fucking magic how well that works. I mean, when you put it in that, I mean, it drives like a normal fucking sedan.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's almost impossibly comfortable, and again, like any other fucking car, even, I mean, it rides way more comfortable than any AMG I've ever driven.
Yeah.
100%. And to have that kind of performance, but still be that comfortable when you want it to be, it's just crazy. I mean, to me, it's very comfortably the best of everything.
And you and I both thought that the seats would be kind of uncomfortable, but to me, I have the comfort seats. You have the race buckets, and yours, I think, are more comfortable long run than mine are.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone for several hour drives in it and super comfortable.
Is where mine, I'm sliding around and you almost get in an uncomfortable position, moving around.
It hugs you in there, and I mean, they're fucking great. I mean, I couldn't be happier with the car. There is one, if you had to say, okay, at least name one thing you don't like, the brakes could be better.
I hate the squeakiness of the stupid brakes.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's annoying, but like if I'm at high speeds and go to mash on the brakes, that they don't stop the car as fast as I would like them to. Now, granted, I bought it used. I don't know what the fucking guy did to the brakes or not or whatever. A fresh set of fucking racing brake pads would probably make it to where it's how I want it, which I found a company that specializes in Pista racing brake pads that a lot of people have rave reviews about. So maybe I'll look into that. But that's the only thing is that the getting used to the 911 and even the Audi, like both of those cars' brakes are really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that the other day and yours brakes better than mine, which I think they're the same brake system. Yours are just calibrated way better.
And the car's a little lighter.
Yeah. But I had to mash on the brakes the other day, and I noticed my hazards started flashing.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if I was just on them that bad that it fucked with the system, or because it was like bad. Like I'm downshifting and braking at the same time to use the transmission to slow it down.
Yeah.
But that car is a fucking work of art. It's one of the only cars I'm gonna get one, and when I get one, there's 4 colors I want, but it's the blue, the silver, gray like we have, or the white. That white one I found the other day was fucking insane. But I think like him, I'd buy it, and I told you I'd more than likely I'd pay it off and fucking frame the title and just fucking keep that bitch.
That's the one.
Because it's that good of a car.
Yeah. To me, that's a car that I think 10 years from now, no matter what else is out, will still be an absolute fucking dream to drive.
Well, look at the Stradale.
Yeah.
You know, or the Scuderia. That's what I was meaning. You look at that. That's still, everybody loves that car.
Yeah. F40s. I mean, there's a number of Ferraris that are, 10, 15 years old that people still drive around and enjoy the shit out of, so.
Yeah. And the beauty of a Ferrari is they're timeless almost. Yeah. I mean, you see, I can't remember, what was the Magnum PI Ferrari?
Testarossa.
Yeah, you still see a Testarossa pull up, and you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Granted, if you see a Countach, you're going to be, holy fuck, that's a Countach.
Yeah.
But I mean.
Or a Diablo.
Yeah. But I mean, there's still like some Lamborghinis that I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. You got a Huracan. Woo.
Yeah. I'm kind of that way on the Gallardo, but.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same way. It's like, I think the Audi looked a little bit better in that setup, but. They're all good cars. Again, guys, we're not totally dissing the cars. It's just our taste.
Yeah. So, I mean, so much of it's personal preference, but.
Yeah. I mean, there's guys who have got Ferraris and went back to Lamborghinis.
Yeah.
Who are like, these are better.
Yeah.
And it's all a matter of status. What my one guy, my buddy, he has his own TV show. He said, you buy a Lamborghini when you're not happy with your life. He said, you buy a Ferrari when you're happy with your life and your wife. So like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So, but said it over and over again. I don't know if you've experienced this yet. I get more chicks, whether my wife's in there or not, looking at that car.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've never driven a car that gets the amount of attention, which is 100% not why I got it, but
no.
But yeah, I mean, like everywhere I go, people take pictures of it, ask, all sorts of questions about it, about me, what I do, how did I get it, how fast have I gone in it, I mean, you name it, and yeah, it's like you can see people looking at it when you're going through intersections, when you're driving along, and people are videoing it while you drive by. Like it's fucking crazy the amount of attention that thing gets. But again, for me, it's 100% about driving experience, and that is hands down the best driving experience I've ever experienced by a lot.
Oh yeah, it's phenomenal.
Do you mind the attention? Curious, because you're
I mean,
like we're talking about when Tyler's on, you're talking about valeting and stuff, and you're like, I would never valet the thing. Like, there's no way.
Well,
like,
so I actually went out Saturday night. I went to actually the same place that he used to work at, and had every intention of doing the big tip out of the gate and saying, I want this to stay here, and I'm going to keep the fucking key. Just keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
And the location, they've got several locations of this place. But the one that I went to, I obviously mixed it up in my head which one was which, because I'd been to it before years ago and thought that I was going to the same location that I'd been, which was set up for that. This is in a very urban area where there's not the ability to do that.
Oh, I know which one you went to.
And so I pull up and I'm like, fuck, like there's nowhere to leave it right here. And so, the valley's like, hey, I'll take good care of it or whatever. I was like, I'm going to park this. And I was like, where you tell me where you want me to park it. I'm going to park it and I'm going to hang on to the fucking key. And he's like, yeah, no problem. And just, went there. So I ended up parking it myself, which is fine. But like to me, that is one of the downsides. And to answer your question, I don't mind it. There are times where it's inconvenient though, like that. Or if you want to go out and drive it and you want to stop somewhere for lunch or go to a mall or whatever, like that's not a car you really want to leave in a parking lot.
No.
Because either somebody's going to fuck with it or people are going to, pay enough attention to it to where it just kind of turns into a pain in the ass. And, and there's enough dickheads out there that, if they saw a car like that, just out of spite would key it, or fucking slash the tires or whatever, or throw a fucking brick through the windshield just to be an asshole or whatever. And so that is the one downside. Like, you kind of have to plan ahead almost. Like,
yeah.
It's a car to be driven, and that's about it. Like, if you want to go do stuff in it, it takes a little bit of planning to accomplish that. But
yeah.
That's where the other cars come in that we talk about all the time. Because
that's what I love about a 911 is that nobody will fucking pay any attention to that thing.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And that's almost the new one is almost as fast.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hell of a car. But
that new GT3 they have coming out that a bunch of people are ordering, that thing's badass.
Yeah. It's
aggressive looking. That's what, to me, Porsche's missed a lot is the aggressiveness of the cars. The 992 is still not super aggressive.
No. I mean, it looks so much like the old ones. I think at this point, like, with as long as they've been in the game and as long as all the other companies have been doing what they do, I don't know how you say that it's anything other than on purpose.
Yeah.
Is that there is an element of wealth and people in this country that have a certain amount of money, that are a certain way personality wise, that want that. They want a car that will do all of the things that the Lambos and Ferraris and everything else will do without drawing any fucking attention. Yeah. And a lot of times it's, doctors or professionals that work with a lot of other people that don't want to show up in a $500,000 car and have, their entire office be like, well, you fucking asshole. Like, why aren't you paying me more than, like that standard, issue that sometimes happens with that. And so, I think that there's a big enough portion of the population, obviously, because that car, you almost can't get one.
Yeah.
Like, you can't walk into a Porsche dealership and just buy a fucking 911 Turbo S. Like, you have to look and find one and either get one used. I mean, I've been looking at them, and anyone that I find that I like within a day or two is fucking sold, no matter where it is in the country.
Yeah.
And it's usually 20, 30, 40,000 over MSRP, and it's used with 1,000, 2,000 miles on it, so.
And that's what sucks, because going in, that's a hit.
Yeah.
You're a $20,000, $30,000 hit easy right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you did bring up before the show the difference in the RS, and I totally fucked that up. So the GT3, then there's the GT3 RS, and I said Rally Sport kind of means that it's Renn Sport.
Oh, okay.
Or Racing Sport.
Yeah,
is what the RS means, and it was introduced in 1973.
Wow.
Yeah.
To me, the GT3 is the better car than the RS in my opinion.
Yeah.
But what I was going to ask you beforehand is the difference between the new 2021 GT4 that came in GT4 and the 2022 GT3. The GT4 is 414 horsepower, like 390 torque, 309 or 390, which I know is a big difference. I can't remember which one it is. The GT3 is 506 horsepower, I think. Spec figure 0 to 60, 3.7 in the GT4, 3.2 in the GT3. To me, it's pretty clear cut. Nürburgring times the GT4 is a 728. The GT3 is a 659. So to me, the GT3 is clearly a much, much more capable vehicle. Difference in price. The really high end, I found a GT4 that's just fucking immaculate. It's a black on black. It's a satin black on black. Beautiful goddamn car. For 120. The GT3s start at like 162. So my question was going to be like for an alternate car, that you feel a little better about beating the shit out of and taking places and whatever, between the GT4 and the GT3, does the price of the GT3 warrant getting it instead of a GT4?
Seeing how it's going to do what all GT3s do when it comes to the States, where we could get them at 160, 170, it's going to be 220 by the time they get here. Because Porsche, like everything, oh, you want your key blue?
Yeah.
That's $700.
Yeah.
Oh, you want a key? That's $1,200.
Right.
You want a passenger seat? That's $4,000.
Yeah. I love, and I'll go to my grave with this one, fighting, kicking, screaming, the Cayman, GTS and GT4. I haven't drove a GT4, but my GTS was a very, very fun fucking car.
Yeah.
to this day, I call it an adult go-kart.
Well, so I mean, that's the new GT4. It's got the 4-liter flat six
with a PDK now, right?
Well, you can, but it also come in a 6-speed manual, which to me, if I was going to get one, that's the one I would get just for the nostalgia throwback of learning on a stick. My first car was a stick.
Plus, they're fun, and they're
just so much more fun to drive. I mean, when it's like that, and so to me, that's the thing is that like 414 horsepower and 506. Like, yeah, there's obviously a big difference if there's almost 30, basically a 30-second difference on the Nürburgring, half second in the 0 to 60. Like that's substantial.
Yeah.
But to drive around here, is it worth the extra, probably close to $100,000 for the GT3? Probably not.
No.
But
to me, that's almost like comparing a Urus to an RSQ8. It's not worth the $100,000.
Yeah.
Or the Urus to the Porsche Cayenne. Porsche makes a great product. I think you'd have a blast in the GT4, and the GT4 is going to hold its value.
To me, though, that like if you look at the performance stats on an Urus versus an RSQ8, they're pretty much the fucking same. I mean, for that matter, the RSQ8's faster on the ring.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas this, like there is a next level
30 seconds
level of performance that you're getting out of a GT3 than you'll get out of a GT4. I mean, to me, like a 3.7 to 3.2, like that's a very noticeable 0 to 60. Like if you're driving it, you can absolutely feel that difference.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine it's the difference between an M5 and a GLC 63. Like there's a noticeable difference in fucking speed that way.
Yeah.
And then obviously if it can go that much faster on a track, it clearly probably handles a little bit better. But more importantly is just, quite a bit faster. So
it is a little bit smaller too.
Yeah. But the thing for me, the reason I ask like which one makes sense is that one of the downsides, outside the performance capabilities of the Pista that I have found here recently has to do with where we live and the environment traffic wise is it's kind of frustrating having that car.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is so fast and so capable. I mean, I said this about the R8 even, but this at least as much so is that even around town where it would be so fun to drive in manual, just fucking, working the shit out of the gearbox, going light to light and going around corners and whatever. There's so many fucking people all the time that you really can't do that with it. I mean, there's like Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. or, any time in the middle of the night are really the only two times you can take a car out anywhere around here and drive it the way you want to fucking drive it.
Yeah, that's true.
Any other time, I mean, it's fucking 11 o'clock. Like if we left here and just tried to drive to the interstate, I mean, it'd be wall to wall fucking traffic, hit every goddamn stoplight. Even if you wanted to weave in and out of people, you can't because there's too many fucking people. So it's like, at that point, like, does having a GT3 over a GT4 even matter? Like, no. Not really,
Not for what you'd use it for. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it has a pretty quick quarter mile for what it is.
Yeah.
11.9 at 120. That's pretty quick. Rolling. That can't be right. It says a rolling from 5 to 60 miles per hour is 4.3. That don't sound right. Because it's 0 to 60 is 3.7.
Yeah.
So whoever was testing there either burnt the tires off or did something fucked up. It hit a 1.2 G's on the road holding skid pad.
Oh yeah.
Which that don't sound like a whole lot till you get into the skid pad numbers, and the only thing that came close to it was a ZL1LE.
No shit.
With 650 horsepower. Everything else, the Corvette.
That's the one I found. Look at that motherfucker.
That bitch is bad.
All right.
It kicked the Corvette's ass, kicked the Porsche Carrera S's ass.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, for what it is, I mean,
yeah.
And the price you're paying
is way less than
those,
Yeah.
I mean, and there's some people out there who say, just like everything else, there's some people who say the 911 isn't a supercar. Some people say the Cayman is a entry-level car, and we both have bitched about Porsches kind of need to have a different, like there should be a Cayman, then there should be something up that is better.
Yeah.
That you put your GTSs and shit. The 911 should have the 911s and then the 911 something else, or the 920s or something, to where oh shit, that one's the bad motherfucker.
Right.
But they don't. And like you said, that could be on purpose So the average Joe don't, oh shit, well that's a more high-end one. Because if you debadge a 911, 992, debadge it, take it to work, nobody's going to know the difference between that.
I mean, very, very few people. I mean, the people that we hang out with and go to car meets would know, and that's about it. I mean, that's a fraction of a percentage of the population is going to know, like, wow, dude, that's a fucking 10-second quarter mile, low 20 to 60, bad little motherfucker. Like most people are going to be like, oh, it's a little Beetle looking fucking, you know, it's a mature Volkswagen looking fucking Porsche. Big deal. Who gives a fuck, you know?
Yeah. I love the GT4s. I've said over and over I want to buy one for a track car.
Yeah.
To go fuck around in.
No, that'd be an absolute fucking...
I'd cheat and get the PDK, though, so I know I could get faster around the track than you.
To me, just driving around here in a stick would be so much fucking fun, man.
There are times where I miss being able to drive, not being able to. I miss driving a standard. But in the cars like we have, while it'd be fun, it'd almost be scary as fuck, too.
It would take some serious experience to get good at it, you know. Zach, can you drive a stick?
Yeah, my old Jeep was a stick. That's when I learned, and like that thing was such a beat up piece of shit that it was the perfect car to learn on. Because I could crank that clutch and fuck up, and it was okay. So but like a nice car, dude, I have no idea what that'd be like driving stick in that. That's a whole other beast.
Oh, they're a hard into gear. They're badass.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're a bitch. Like James with the Viper, I was at his garage looking at. He was saying that's the most enjoyable thing, to jump in that Viper and just throw the gears.
Yeah.
He said, because you have all the power in the world.
Yeah.
Well, and then a gated fucking Viper, basically.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that's probably the biggest difference I notice, outside of the handling, in terms of the gearbox and the gearing and whatever, between the 488 and the Pista is that like, granted, it's not a stick, but when you put it in manual and you use the paddles, like because it's so fast and hits the high end of the rev limiter so quickly that it feels that same way. It's like you're constantly shifting, but in a great way.
Yeah.
Like it makes it really enjoyable because you're constantly, you know, moving through the gearbox the same way you would in a manual, but now you're just able to do it a lot faster because you're using, you know, two hands and paddles while it's on the wheel, you know. So that's a really, really enjoyable part of it.
My favorite's the downshifting. Yeah. When you're coming up to lights, downshifting.
Yeah, just a little blip in it. Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, and then the gears, whoom, whoom. Yeah. That's when, to me, they sound so fucking exotic. Either full throttle or coming to a light in manual and downshifting them. Yeah. Dude, they sound fucking crazy. Yeah. I mean, you did a badass. I don't think you go wrong with a GT4. Yeah. I think it'd be the perfect, because you've brought up the 992 over a few times, and comparatively, you're not really getting a huge gap between what you have and you're going to have a huge handling gap. Yeah. But as far as everything else, power-wise, the 992, now if you take a GT4, you're going to have badass handling, smaller power gap, and then when you jump in the Pista, it's going to be like, holy fuck. Yeah. But then when you jump in that little go-kart motherfucker driving around throwing gears.
Yeah, there's a bigger disparity between those two cars than there is between a 992, for
Which to me makes it feel more rewarding to go from one to the other, you know, jumping back and forth. So, I mean, it'd be a good savings to me.
Yeah. What do you think, Zach?
I agree.
You didn't give a fuck, do you?
So what year is the Pista? I don't actually know.
2020.
Is it? Okay. I was trying to look up photos when I was putting something together. You don't say it in there, I promise.
I'm going to go back.
Please do. You talk all about it. I could never get a year. And I was like, is it stupid of me to ask what the year is?
There's no stupid question.
I feel okay about
that. Yeah. When we pulled out the drawing and it said 2020 Pista on it.
Does it say 2020 in there?
It does. I think.
I'm pretty sure it does up in the corner.
Yeah. That thing is cool though. That's like one of my. It's small, but it's one of my favorite features. The certificate of authenticity in there. Both looks of us, so legit. Like, man, that thing's nice.
When he pulled that out, I looked at him like, you don't find many, because it's finding a Pista. They're all used now. Yeah. But finding one with that still in the trunk, that was the beauty of the white one. It still had almost like yours. Everything was still foamed up, thrown in the
chassis number and everything.
Yeah, it was like, holy shit,
that thing's slick.
You know, I'd almost pay extra to make sure whatever I get has that with it.
Well, and the thing is, like, I mean, to me, I guess thinking about it now, I would do the same thing. Like for that car, if I did sell it, like I would give that to whoever's going to buy it, because to me it should come with the car. Like I get that most people are probably like, fuck that, I'm keeping this thing, because you don't have to. But to me, like I think that's the right thing to do is to put it in there. Again, not that I don't think I'll ever sell it. But.
Yeah,
I'm surprised to hear people keep those things.
Yeah.
I assume that was like a bit of a badge of honor, kind of like, pass it along, right? Like,
it is, but I would imagine most people probably keep them,
frame it,
or whatever. Just whatever, just hang on to it. But it's just kind of lame.
Hold on, I got to look at something. Have y'all seen that new Hyundai Genesis?
No,
it looks like a
fucking Bentley almost. Or a Vantage. Yeah, the Vantage is a good call.
Yeah, the Bentley Continental GT, that thing's pretty badass. Like if it was just me, like a daily driver that's fun and luxurious, I think the Bentley Continental GT would be on the short list for sure.
Yeah, I like the Bentley Continental.
Yeah, that GT is fucking pretty badass. And you can get a V8 or a W12. That W12 is a 3.20 to 60. Like,
yeah, no, I was looking at them the other day. I almost sent you one.
Man, that's no fucking joke, man. Like in a car that big and luxurious, like to get that fast, man, that's pretty important.
Yeah,
pretty special.
It's a fucking boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw one of those Genesis the other day on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Genesis, that's a weird.
Okay, Zach, I'm going to let you slide on that poster because it don't say it on there.
Bentley's
that's
a good
what I was
brand,
looking at.
Right?
They're owned by BMW. People just don't realize that.
The number, I bet I could count the number of Bentleys I've seen in my life on two hands. I do not see a lot of those cars.
Live around here, you'll see a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Bentley, Rolls-Royce owns Bentley. BMW owns both.
BMW owns Rolls-Royce? I didn't know that.
People don't realize that that's on the not X7, the 750i.
Oh, yeah?
The most Bentleys are on that chassis.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then the Bentley Bentayga is on the X7 chassis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Cullinan is also on the X7 chassis. Yeah. And you can get a 750, BMW 750. Maybe they're 740s now. I can't remember. But you can get those with a W12 in them. A lot of people don't realize that. And then also, if you want to lose half of what you buy it for, go buy you one. Brand new. Those fuckers tank.
Yeah. A little depreciation. Huh?
I would never own one of those fuckers new.
Really?
Not unless I was just, hey, you got to go spend some money.
Yeah, you got $40 million that you need to spend in the next month before tax season.
Then I'm going and buying a bunch of brand new shit that depreciates like a motherfucker because I can write off the depreciations. But yeah, if you need a tax write-off for depreciation, go get you a Bentley or a motherfucking BMW.
That's the way to do it.
Brand new.
Good to know.
Yeah. You can get you a fat motherfucking depreciation.
I'll keep that in mind next time I see a new one of those somewhere.
Next time I need a depreciation. Yeah, and then we kind of touched on this a little bit. You were looking at a GLE 63 and you had the chance to drive that and you drove the RSQ8. What's your thoughts on which one's better in your opinion?
I mean, hands down, the RSQ8 is night and day better for a number of reasons. To me, the vagueness and ambiguity of the GLE 63 is what ruins it. Is that it's in that gray area.
Yeah.
Yes, it's faster than a normal SUV. It's very luxurious and handles from a ride comfortability standpoint phenomenally. And I hate to even say this because that was my gripe of the previous generations and all AMGs is that their ride quality is so goddamn stiff that it makes me not want to drive it. To me, they've overcorrected in this case, and that now it's so plush that it takes all of the fun out of it. To me, the two brands that have really nailed it, and I would say the BMW X5 is still in that same category. It's too punishing.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's people may listen and say, Jesus Christ, fucking, pick one. But to me, that there is a sweet spot. The Cayenne Turbo and the RSQ8 are that sweet spot.
Yeah.
Is that they're still very comfortable and compliant, but they're very good handling cars. And to me, that is the secret, is that when you have that kind of power, there has to be a stiffness to the suspension and to all of the inner working mechanisms that contribute to you being able to drive the car hard. But you also have to live with it. You're not taking it to a fucking track. And so there has to be a compliance, and Ferrari, I think, does it better than anybody. But Porsche does a phenomenal job, as does Audi. We've both had multiple different Audis and Porsches, and to me, that brand, Porsche, Audi, and Ferrari, are very good at getting kind of that best of both worlds. BMW and Mercedes are not. They just aren't. And so, I ordered one. I put a deposit down on one. It came in. I went and drove it, and I was just like, this just doesn't do it for me. Like it's too vanilla on the performance side, and too much of an SUV. On the softer side. It also looks very fucking plain. Like even though it looks luxurious, like a nice Mercedes, it does not have any aggressiveness to it at all. Whereas especially the RSQ8, even over the Cayenne Turbo, is a very, very aggressive looking car. It looks special, and when you get in it, it drives that way. Like when you get in it, you feel like you're in a nice car that has some fucking balls, and I just did not get that at all out of the Mercedes. And so I tried to find a Cayenne Turbo and couldn't find one that even had the sports chrono, let alone rims that I liked, and was in any type of color that I wanted, whatever. So I ended up just ordering one. I spec'd it out, which is actually the first time I've ever done that, and went through the whole fucking put through all the paces of picking every little fucking intricate detail of the car exactly how I wanted it. So it's supposed to get here in mid-June, so we'll do a little reveal and whatever. I've driven your RSQ8. I love it. In comparing the two side by side, I do like the drivability of the Cayenne just a little bit better. I think it feels a little more like a car and a little sportier without being rough. It just is a little easier to drive, I think.
I think they nailed it with their setting selections.
Yeah.
Because if you put them on auto, they're the perfect comfort.
Yeah.
And if you put them in their race settings, air quotes thrown, they stiffen up the right amount.
Yeah. And to me, if Audi did this the way that, if they had the drive mode selector switch on the steering wheel with a boost button the way that Porsche did, I would buy the Audi. To me, that's the one single feature that I like so fucking much out of a Cayenne, or out of any Porsche, frankly, with the Sport Chrono package, is that fucking boost button, is to be able to drive around in comfort, and somebody rolls up to you and you literally just tap a button on the steering wheel, and it puts the entire vehicle in steroid mode in every category for 20 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So like you just tap that and jam the fucking gas, and it goes from being a nice, compliant, comfortable fucking SUV to a 600 horsepower fire breathing fucking dragon in literally the blink of a fucking eye. And to me, like the reality of driving around town is that's the most valuable feature of any car I've ever driven.
Yeah.
And the fact that more cars, especially Audi, because they're owned by the same fucking Volkswagen Auto Group, like why they don't incorporate that into it, I don't know. I mean, Mercedes has kind of a half same thing. They've got the drive selector switch, but it's that boost button. It's being able to go from comfort in the most benign setting to wide fucking open with everything it has in one push of one button that you can hit on the steering wheel is priceless.
Yeah, and then once that 20 seconds is up, unless you switch modes, you go back to comfort and back to cruising around.
Yeah, and if you're still going, hit the button again.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, and that little timer thing. I know my Cayenne had it where it would sit there and show you where it was, so you know if you need to hit it again
or something.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's a little orange circle that disappears.
It's like
basically.
A little meter, right?
It's got the seconds counting down in the middle, and then the thing disappearing. It's an amazing fucking piece of technology.
That's brilliant. Yeah, that's really clever.
It's badass.
Yeah.
And then people keep bringing up the Raptor Type R. They know you have a Raptor now. To me, it's hard to speculate on a Raptor Type R. People keep asking us about it, but Ford hasn't released anything.
Yeah, I suspect you're going to see a GT500 V8.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, in there to compete with the TRX. For me, I hate to burst your guys' bubble, but for me, the Raptor is my work truck, and it's what I drive most of the time. And the reality is, I mean, I've had it for a little over a year. I've got almost 50,000 miles on it. Because I put that amount of mileage on a vehicle, and I'm delivering dogs, and I'm doing bite work in them, and I'm just not going to go fucking head over heels on a truck because I beat the shit out of them, you know, and I go through them every year and a half or so, trade it in and get a new one because I'm so hard on them. I mean, I'm driving them off road. I'm fucking putting a lot of highway miles on them. I'm doing bite work scenarios, carjacking scenarios where dogs are scratching the fuck out of the interior and about breaking the windows, you know, muzzle punching their fucking nose on it. You know, there's dog hair and slobber and piss and fucking dog puke and shit everywhere, all over them. I mean, like, it's a utility vehicle. Yeah, I could do the same thing with an F-150, but there are enough times where I do take it off road, whether it's, you know, trying to find a tracking spot or camping or, you know, fucking driving through shit, delivering a dog. I mean, whatever it is that, and I do like that it's a little punchier and a little quicker than most trucks. So for me, it's kind of that happy medium. Even if, let's say 2022 and it's time for me to replace the one I have now, if they have the GT500, I'd still get the 3.5 liter V6 in it.
Yeah.
It's going to get way better mileage. And I don't need that fucking engine in that truck for what I do with it. I'll save the big engines for the night weekend fun car.
Yeah. But someone like me that don't use them to go all over the place like you. Yeah. If they do that, that's going to be a cool truck to own. But the only reason I would buy one right now, that new interior, I finally seen it.
It's fucking nice.
You had that truck. I didn't look at it.
Dude, that screen is like a fucking Tesla.
Yeah. I moved JP's, the other day when he came and got the car and fixed the tire. And dude, I jumped in that bitch. I was like, holy fuck. They finally stepped up this interior. Because Ford's been so far fucking behind on tech.
Yeah. And their new inverter fucking technology that you can get as an add-on, which if they offer it on the next Raptor that I get, I'll absolutely get it. I mean, it basically has a half of a house generator built in the fucking bed of the truck. You know, I mean, there were people, I think we talked about this, you know, after the snowstorm, guys that were, you know, powering, you know, what they needed to in their house off of their fucking truck in the driveway. Like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You know?
Back your truck up, plug that motherfucker in, and
keep your fucking house heated and your fucking refrigerator going, a couple of lights on. I mean, that's
I would have paid for that shit during that storm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's all the show notes I have today. Zach, you got anything? You got to go take pictures for your next Brawny commercial?
So I wanted to.
Because
I'm wearing flannel.
Got a red and black flannel.
Man, every week you got hot takes about my.
That's some
my
Vigilance
gear.
Elite fucking
All
flannel.
Right. Yeah, just
shout
about.
out to Sean Ryan.
Yeah, shout out. I was gonna ask about this car show. Car get together tomorrow. Tomorrow, Saturday.
I was fixing to say I'm not going to one tomorrow.
Yeah.
Saturday. Yeah, it's Lava Cantina. I think it's at 9. Let me look.
I wish that they would start a little earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, at least an hour earlier.
I'm a little surprised they start at 9 for sure.
Well, in the summertime, they start at 7, which is like, dude, this sucks.
Hot.
You're up at like 5:30 because, by 9 o'clock, it's 98 fucking degrees.
Yeah, right. 9 a.m.
Yeah.
But like right now is the perfect time of year where I wish they'd started at 8, you know, because 9, like, that's still going to suck driving there.
Yeah. Yeah, at 8 o'clock, it's almost perfect. 8 in the morning is perfect on the weekends.
Yeah.
For us, we get to have fun on the way out there. The way home kind of sucks because then traffic's picked up.
Yeah.
But, to me, that is the best part of the car meets is getting to drive early morning on the weekends. And, you know, it's a 45, 50-mile drive of being able to actually enjoy the fucking car.
Yeah.
Like,
big time.
100% the best part of the whole. I mean, the other cars are cool and it's nice to meet people, whatever, but as we've talked about, it's kind of like once you've been to one or a few of them, they're kind of all the same. You know?
Yeah. You start seeing the same things over and over again. And while they're cool, I like watching what people do to their cars and switching them up, things like that. That's cool. But yeah, the driving there, fucking around on when you leave, things like that, that's the fun.
Yeah.
But for you, it's going to be really cool because you'll get to see a lot of shit you're not used to seeing.
I'm looking forward to it. What's the deal? Hang out for a couple hours and take off, right?
Yeah,
Saturday,
we just hang out.
That's the other nice thing. You get the rest of the day ahead of you. It's a beautiful day. It's the weekend. Like, it's a very positive environment to, you know, hang out and talk cars on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have fun there.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm not going.
You're not going?
Kidding. I'll be there.
I was like, hold on a second.
No.
Well, it's the first time we've both had our fucking cars, too, in a long time. Like, both had our primary fun cars, you know. It's been a couple of months since that's happened.
I don't think you had the Porsche the one time, and we took the 488. Other than that, I don't think we've ever had both the Ferraris out at the same time. No. And I don't remember any time. We had the R8 and 720 out a couple times.
Once.
Yeah. At that rooftop deal.
Yeah, I mean, that's the last time we've both had our primary fucking
that's
cars.
been a long time.
That's been 6, 7, 8 months.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shit, that's been a while.
It's like August, I think.
We really need to start keeping cars more.
Or at least keeping them out of the
longer.
fucking shop more.
Yeah. No shit.
That other dude with the white 488, it'd be cool that all three of us fucking...
I'll message him. He just had a baby.
That's no excuse.
That's what I don't...
I didn't tell him to get his wife pregnant.
Yeah. And he don't know who did.
Right.
So, I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
Right.
I did tell my wife the most boring shit was driving to South Lake on my own last... that shit's boring as fuck.
Yeah.
You know, because when we ride together, we do stupid shit or we drive fast, you know. But when you're doing stupid shit alone, it's just stupid shit you're doing.
Yeah.
When you're doing stupid shit with someone else.
Or somebody else can watch you do stupid shit.
Yeah.
Sure.
You talking about, did you say what I did?
Fuck yeah, I did.
Plus about 50% of that drive is under construction, which sucks. Like, the stone barriers up and cars all over.
That's where, like, almost no matter where it's at, you take fucking turnpike.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Never take 635 ever.
Like the one time we were racing and I took the bonus lane, which is the shoulder.
If
anybody else would have done that, I'd be like, this dude's a dick.
God, it's asking for it though out there. The shoulder's 3 lanes wide. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the downside is you don't know what's on the ground there. Like there could be a key or a nail or, whatever. And at that kind of speed, you run over a fucking
nail or a
fucking screw or something. You may pay with your life, So
yeah, that's true.
I'm all about the danger zone.
Just call it Maverick.
Yeah.
That's right.
Get that license plate.
That's right. Back door, front door, as long as I come home.
What do you got, Zach? You got one topic to talk about?
That was it. I was going to ask about the car show. I got a dumb question. I got one for you. What's something that a lot of people say, back in my day, things were better, right? What's something that, like, you look back in your life, like, genuinely 100% was better back then than it is now?
No cell phones.
Movie, sitcom, TV, 100%.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh, God, yes.
I think we're in a golden age of TV.
No.
You're on
well, no, just,
drugs.
okay, all right. In terms of content, there's so many streaming services.
What the fuck are you doing the rest of the day?
Yeah.
I'm fixing to break you out some shit on Netflix and everything.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, there's a ton of good stuff you can watch.
but it's not the same, though. Like,
it's not,
Knight Rider, Miami Vice, like...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, fuck Family Ties,
That's true.
The Wonder Years. I mean, like the shows that were around in the 80s and early 90s, the sitcoms, like all of that stuff. There was a simplicity to, no different than like take the SF90 versus the Pista. It's the same comparison.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? Yeah, the SF90 is amazing. Like, look at all this tech and stuff, but there's so much to it. That there's a simplicity that when you get in the piece and it's like, I'm not even going to turn the fucking radio on because it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to focus on driving the car. Is that the content back then, like like now it's the paradox of choice. Like there's too many things going on.
100%. Yes.
Whereas then it was like you had to wait until Friday night at fucking 8 p.m. when Miami Vice came on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. And maybe if you were lucky enough to have a VCR and a fucking tape, you could record it.
Right.
But that was it. Like there weren't DVRs. Like you couldn't even program it. Like you had to put the tape in, close the thing, and hit record when it came on to record it.
Sure.
Same with Saturday morning cartoons and the different shows throughout the fucking week. Movies, same thing. Like if you wanted to go see a movie that was out now, you had to march your ass to a fucking theater and do all of those fucking things. Like now it's so convenient and so easy, and there's so many fucking choices to where it's making people fucking crazy.
It kind of sucks.
It does kind of suck. Like, I mean, how many times have you sat down and be like, I don't know what the fuck to watch.
Yesterday.
Right. Yeah. Like, so that's my point. Right? Like you just said, there's so many fucking things, but yet you still don't know what the fuck to watch.
Good point.
Like there's almost an impulse control that's forced or was forced back then, in that there were only a few good shows and you had to fucking wait until the day that they released it. And it was, season 1, season 2, season 3. It wasn't, this season of fucking whatever is coming on and I'm going to watch it in a weekend.
Right.
It was, you had to spread that shit out over the entire goddamn year. And there was I think a simplicity that was very appreciative or appreciated rather than that made those shows way more special.
Right.
Well, yeah, and the family coming together to watch them.
Yeah, I mean, because we did, like, Miami Vice being one of them. Like, once we were old enough, like, that was a pretty edgy show at the time. Like, now it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
But then it was. It was cops in fucking South Beach, fighting cartel guys and fucking, robberies and driving, on fast boats and driving Ferraris and shit and all dressed up and packing fucking heat. I mean, it was a cool, edgy show. Mm-hmm. And like my whole goddamn family on Friday nights would get, fucking grab popcorn and drinks and sit down and watch the fucking show. And you got to sit through the commercials.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it was just a totally different experience, and one that, granted, I'm biased and very nostalgic because that's when I grew up. But when I watch what's going on now, and like my kids and I, we don't really have that, because it's not, okay, hey, it's fucking Friday at 7. Like, it was a predetermined time where this is what's happening at this time, and if you miss it, you fucking miss it.
Right.
It's not, well, we'll watch it when we get back. Like, everything is so convenient. It's like, well, I can watch it on my phone when I'm driving.
Sure.
Or I'll fucking download it and watch it on the plane. Like, so it's like it's separating people from having those experiences with each other.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought of it that way. No, you're 100% right. Yeah, like I talked to somebody about a new show. Hey, have you seen this show? Yeah, it's great. You can watch all 12 episodes out right now. Yeah, I'll check it out later. That's it.
Well,
it never goes anywhere. Like,
what do you do during the commercials on a live show now? Or not even a live show. You don't watch them live. You fast forward. Back in the day, during the commercial, a lot of times my dad would mute the TV. You talk about shit.
Yeah.
Did you just see what he did?
Yeah.
And you're talking about that, and then the show come back on, boom.
Bitch, go top my drink off. Hey, refill that popcorn. Damn, I got a shit.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, it's
right.
like it like our family, the nuclear family has taken a hit enormously. I mean, I know everybody knows that, but that's one of those things where, like, when you really think of it in that context, that's when you realize how it's affected us as a society.
Yeah.
With the internet and streaming services and whatever, is that it's removed so much of the connectivity person to person in person.
Yeah.
It's heightened and elevated connectivity to people around the world, but in a much less personal way.
Yeah.
I think
right.
I think more people should not give their kids these type of cell phones too.
Yeah.
Cell phones should just be able to reach the people the parents agree they can talk to.
Yeah.
And only do shit the parents want it to do. It should not be able to get on social media.
Yeah.
No, they make shit that looks just like this that you can't call, but who the fuck, what is it, 10, 20 people or something?
I mean, to me, having a device like that until they're, in partway through high school, I think is good. I do think that for a few years while they're in high school, they need to have monitored access.
Yeah.
Because if, it's kind of like taking an Amish chick, at 18 and
her.
throwing her into New York City. Like, if you hand that to an 18-year-old that's now out of the house, they're going to get in fucking trouble with it. And like, end up in a park in 40 different pieces at 2 a.m. Trouble with it, because like there is a learning curve, albeit extremely fucking steep. But one that I think, I mean, that's my view on it, is that, like, I think it causes problems when they're in junior high, or younger. But once
of the freaks and shit.
But once they get into high school, and like, if a kid is old enough to drive, like, you probably should,
because then they can use the apps for but doing shit.
Sure. I mean, from a responsibility and trust standpoint, like, if I'm going to trust you to get behind the wheel of a fucking car,
I should be able to trust you on the phone.
I should be able to show you how to use this and know that you're going to fucking do it right. And understand, like, you're probably going to make some mistakes, just like you may get into a fender bender. But that's why I'm here is to help you navigate through those things, as opposed to just like, nope, you can get your own phone when you're fucking out of the house. Other than that, you have this flip phone that, does nothing.
That's what my daughter had.
That's right.
That's because these weren't out. But once she got older, we did get her the newer phone.
Right.
But the open communication, that's something else I wish was there. Back in the day, you could talk to your parents about more shit.
Yeah.
Nowadays, because you don't talk during commercials, you don't talk when you get home. Everybody goes to a separate part of the house to watch TV or computers. Or,
right.
There's no open discussions anymore with people.
Yeah, you lose those little moments.
It's like you got 5 roommates sharing a house.
I mean, I'll sit in the living room and watch some of the dumbest, and I'll get involved in some of the dumbest fucking shows I've ever put my fucking eyes on just to spend time with my wife. And fuck, I used to watch The Bachelor because my daughter wanted to watch but I was getting to spend time with her.
Yeah.
And then you get invested after a couple of episodes. You like, that fucking bitch right there.
Yeah.
But you're spending time with your kid, which people don't do anymore. It's like you said, you got roommates.
Right. Like,
you come home, what do you need from the stores about the most you fucking get, you know?
No, you're right. TV used to be a bit of a fireplace in the home. Now it's just a fucking device like
now
everything else.
They're so cheap to put in every room. Like, hey, how do you shut your kid up nowadays? The iPad's the new babysitter.
Give him a screen.
Like, hey, that kid's crying. Give it a fucking phone.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
That kid's screaming. Fucking shove a piece of bread in its mouth. Shut it the fuck up.
Yeah. My parents didn't have to deal with cell phones when they were growing up, but when I was growing up, I thought they were clever. They tied it to employment. They're like, you get a fucking part-time job, you get a phone. I was like, all right. Like, took me 48 hours after I turned 16 to get a job. I was like, fuck yeah. And then
What
they
was
gave
your
me,
first job?
I was working in a movie theater.
Get the fuck out.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you do?
Part of the reason I got into movies. So I was concessions, man. Like,
Yeah.
Popcorn and stuff and cleaning theaters, which, Jesus, people are still dirty. But, yeah, it was a singular wireless flip phone, didn't have any internet. Unfortunately, that wasn't a thing when I was a kid. Like, I was just on the cusp of that. Like, a couple years later, the iPhone came out, and that's when shit started to blow up.
I think my first iPhone was the 4.
I don't know how the fuck parents do it nowadays. Jesus.
But I was against iPhones.
Yeah, I mean, my first iPhone, I was 30 years old and out of the Navy. You know, but
yeah, I was too.
Right. It's like a different fucking
because I was never in the Navy.
Yeah.
So no matter when you got it, you were out of the Navy. Concession wise, I'm curious. Like, do most of the people working there just take shit and eat it?
What do you mean?
Like, I'm gonna take some popcorn. I'm gonna take some Twizzlers. Like, you just steal shit.
Oh, I was fortunate. I worked at a shitty theater. It was a bad theater. It was not a nice theater. It was a shitty theater. So we got away with a lot of stuff.
Peep shows.
No,
I was say fuck yeah.
It was definitely like shows where like people sneak in booze and shit and drink. Like, it was a cheap theater. But
you still do that.
For the most part, people were cool. Occasionally you'd find weird things in theaters. So you find.
But what I'm asking is you as an employee, did you ever steal
shit?
shit? Come on, Zach. Statute of limitations.
Yeah, right. I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not usually shit that was wrapped. I do stuff like wait till the end of the night and be like, oh, somebody opened this bag of Twizzlers and left it or something. Or
hold up.
I'll tell you what the trick was.
He did. That's what I did when I worked at a pancake house. I was a dishwasher.
Yeah.
I would eat food off of plates.
Yeah.
When it came in, like if it was visibly not touched,
shit like that.
Like there's pieces of bacon and shit. It's like, well, they haven't even fucking touched it.
Yeah,
Red Lobster, they call it an AC. The cook preps it, and then you got a guy who puts the butter and does the roll biscuits and shit.
Okay.
Because each one was back then got a biscuit. We had our own empty plates under the deal, and I grab half your popcorn shrimp, put on my plate. Fucking slide that bitch down, butter, sour cream.
Damn.
Next one come over, jumbo shrimp on my plate. At the end of the night, you got a buffet up underneath that motherfucker. You're eating all during the day.
Yeah, I worked at Chewy's for a little while. People did that.
Yeah.
Mexican restaurant, but
Papa John's
is cool.
Papa John's, we stole the shit out of everything.
Yeah.
Really?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I did some bad shit. Like I'm the guy who should never be serving you fucking food.
So in other words, if you're ever like, hey, you want? No, I don't. I don't want that.
Yeah. I mean, if you fuck up my meal, I'm probably going to eat it and just won't come back to that place. I'm not the person that's usually it has to be fucked before I'll bitch about it. But yeah, some of the shit I did back then, I don't want that karma back on me eating nowhere. So I don't return shit.
You weren't messing with people's food, were you?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Oh, you were.
Dude,
you were
everybody does, though. That's the thing. Like,
when I hit management, dude.
That's when you should get better and not do those things.
Nah, motherfucker. I had food costs and bonuses.
Jesus.
So, oh shit, that crust fell on the floor. Pick it up, bro. 5-second rule. Put it back up there and let's cook it.
Yeah.
To me, I don't mind that shit. It's the intentional fucking with. It's let me rub this
Yes.
fucking pancake under my sack.
Sure.
And I haven't showered in 3 fucking days.
Right.
Like the dude who marinated the steaks in his ass.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit like that. You know, like that's the problem I have. I
know motherfuckers who used to lick the hot dogs at fucking concession stands and
really?
shit. Oh yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I had a guy that I went through training with that worked at KFC. He was up from upstate New York and worked at a KFC actually, of all things.
Yeah.
We were talking about earlier.
Of all places.
He said on a regular basis he used to piss in the coleslaw. Because it's a vinegar-based thing, so you're not going to taste it.
Taste it, yeah.
So they'd piss in the coleslaw and just mix it all up and serve
See, that's
it.
why I don't like coleslaw.
Come on.
But I mean, here's the thing: like, rest the fuck assured, like that's what teenagers do.
Oh, I know.
Like teenagers do dumb, fucked up shit like that. You know, they mailbox baseball and knock people's trash cans over. And
I miss that
rip
shit.
Fucking Christmas tree lights down, all that dumb shit.
Yeah.
I was doing mailbox baseball with my brothers once, and they have the Stingerettes, which are the drill team. This bitch, fine motherfucker, fell over my arm out head first into the concrete.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a bad day.
Did you leave her?
Well, no, what's fucked up. So this was an old Mesquite. Everybody's freaking the fuck out. Nobody had cell phones back then, right? Go call 911. We take off running, me and my brother. Go to a payphone, call 911. Here's the fucked up part. We both ran around the fire station to get to the payphone. as we're, you know, you're in the heat of the moment, adrenaline popping up. But as we're jogging back around, the fucking fire truck pulls out right in front of us. It's like, motherfucker. Awesome. But yeah, mailbox baseball back then was, I mean, we used to do stupid fucking shit. We used to take the fucking BBs out of shotgun shells
Yeah.
and fucking go out, throw smoke bombs at a place called Holloman's Road back in the day. Throw smoke bombs so people were scaring their girlfriends.
Yeah.
We'd shoot the fucking wax up in the air, you know, because you take the BBs out, there ain't shit in there.
Yeah.
You just fucking pop, pop, pop. Fucking everybody freaking the fuck out and shit. Then you get drunk as fuck together once you reveal, we got you, bitch.
Yeah.
Now you do that shit, you fuck around, everybody gets shot by.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. You're on video. Somebody's on Facebook crying.
Oh, yeah. We used to stop people in the middle of the road, shoot their cars with pellet guns.
Yeah.
Real fucked up shit. But a lot of shit. The only thing I could go to jail for would be murder, right? Past like 7 years.
No, statute of limitations. I don't know I don't know how that works on murder.
Well, I haven't murdered anybody lately. But yeah, growing up back then was fun.
Yeah.
Now it's, we used to ride our bikes. You used to hop on your fucking bike and just fucking go.
Oh, my bike was everything.
Yeah.
That's how I got anywhere.
I used to think I was the shit. I'd take my bike apart, spray paint that motherfucker, put it back together.
Cards and spokes.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All that shit.
Yeah.
Ghost ride that motherfucker into your friend when he ain't paying attention. Just fucking.
Well, you know, so kind of to your point about being at the pinnacle now and me disagreeing with it, ironically, there's a show on, I think it's on Netflix. It's either Netflix or Amazon. That's about Blockbuster Video. Have you seen it?
Yeah, the last Blockbuster.
Did you watch it?
I haven't. No, but I heard about it.
I keep meaning to watch it.
Dude,
Is it good?
It's really good because it's way more than just that. You know, it talks about our society and what led to Blockbuster being such the thing that it was. And it was like when I was in high school, Friday, Saturday nights during the school year, order pizza, group of us would fucking go to Blockbuster, pick out fucking movies, rent them, come back and fuck off in one of our house's basements.
Yeah.
Till 2 a.m. watching movies, wrestling, eating pizza, fucking around. There's no cell phones getting distracted. There's no bullying each other on Snapchat. Did you hear about something? There was none of that.
Yeah.
It was the 3 or 4 of us fucking around, watching movies, but going to Blockbuster like that was an experience in and of itself.
Yeah.
And a really fucking good one, you know, and like to me, it's things like that are missing. Really, the only thing that's still that way now, especially like in the last year of COVID lockdowns, is sports teams, which even them are limited. But like that's the one thing that's still pretty much the same that it was when I grew up, that when my parents grew up, whatever is like, to me, they're even more important. I don't think there's ever been a time where they're as important as they are now, because it's like the last bastion of the social upbringing that American kids really should have, you know, and it's that camaraderie, and it's still different because every one of them has fucking cell phones, and the coach is you know, communicating via some fucking app, you know, as to, you know, what schedules when and what practice, you know, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But that's that core kind of nucleus experience of kids being with their peers and doing things that those kids do at that age together, I think is a crucial part of your upbringing, you know, and that's really the only thing that's still kind of the same. That even from my generation to my kids' generation, like that's really the only thing that I look at and see like, yeah, that's how we did it.
That's a good observation.
Yeah.
You're right. That's the only thing I can think of, like who's getting together watching stuff. It's like sporting events. Yeah.
That's
Love
it.
a good
You know, and a lot
party.
of people scoff it. It's like fucking sports is a game. Who gives a fuck? I'll tell you, like you learn more from being on a fucking sports team with your peers than you do in classroom about being a fucking good person.
Oh yeah.
I mean, 1,000 times more, you know.
Yeah.
They're crucial. Like, I mean, for anybody out there that has kids, like just have your fucking child pick any goddamn sport and have them play it.
Any
you know?
group activity.
Anything.
Yeah. Anything they can get involved
fucking
in.
Boy Scout, I mean, whatever, you know, but just do something where they're around their peers in person and have to do shit together, you know. It's necessary.
Yeah. I have to agree with that.
Yeah. You guys play sports growing up?
Yeah. I played football, baseball.
I played a little football.
I played softball up until a year ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Like intramural or
Yeah. Men's league shit. And
Nice.
Co-eds. They just bring me out, and all I cared about was hitting home runs.
I was going to say, you're smashing them, I'm sure.
Once I found out I didn't have to run the bases anymore.
Yeah.
Fuck. If I hit it out, I just got to go to first. Cool.
You had to run the
Boom.
bases. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, the up until high school, I played pretty much everything: football, baseball, basketball, swam, you name it. Ran cross country, everything. And then once I got into high school, then I just swam. I took that pretty serious. Excuse me, and just focused on that. I swam year round. Like there was the school season or the swim season during the school year, and then For the rest of the year, I swam for USS clubs and did that thing. So, but
I didn't know you knew how to swim.
Yeah.
I can't dive either, Zach.
No,
or
I believe
shoot.
it.
You know. Yeah. Never shot a gun. Never been in a helicopter.
That's right.
Never scuba dove.
Yep.
Fucking Zach.
Jesus. Fucking Zach.
Yeah, I miss the old days.
Yeah, me too.
You're not even.
You don't
that
even
old.
know. You don't even have.
Well,
old.
you know, I don't know.
Fucking-
Yeah, all right.
You don't even know, man.
A little bit. Hey, man, I didn't have an iPhone. That's news to me.
I didn't have shit. We had payphones. I used to call 411 and talk shit to them.
right.
Back when they had live operators, you remember that?
Yeah, or you'd call your parents collect to let you know it's
Yes.
time for a ride.
Yeah.
You know?
Pick
Hey,
me
Mom,
up.
come pick me up. Click.
Yeah, what's my name? Pick me up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Now you can't find a fucking.
You can't find a payphone.
No. If you find a payphone, you're in a shitty neighborhood. Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. I took a photo of a payphone on Instagram a long time ago. I got a bunch of likes. I was like, because I just found one randomly. I was
That's
like, holy shit. Yeah, like a payphone. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, a lot of the shit, now that you bring that up, a lot of the shit we used to do growing up, like barbecues and shit, most people don't even want to fucking do that together anymore. They're like, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know, all that shit's going away. It fucking sucks.
We need to have a good old fashioned barbecue. That's what we need to do.
We do? I'm down.
Hold on a second. Yeah.
That could be part of the Patreon thing.
Yeah.
Dude. I think this episode's come full circle.
Could smoke a bunch of fucking ribs.
Yeah.
I like that.
Beef ribs, not pork ribs.
Well, once we get this deal we got working going.
Yeah. We could do it there. That'd be cool.
Do it there for sure.
Yeah.
Real cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw a fucking barrel pit out back.
Mm-hmm.
Piss everybody off.
Yeah.
Somebody tell us we're too close to a pediatrician's office.
Yeah. Fuck you, man.
Whatever.
Yeah. We got a lot of good shit coming up.
There's stuff going on.
We just got to do it. And all it takes is money.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right. Yeah.
Zach, we're going to need you to chip in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
You
can
remember what we were paying you?
donate some time.
That's gone. No.
Easy, fellas. Easy.
Well, shit. I guess that's it for this one. Guys, if you like the Patreon day, let us know. Also, find us on Pandora, iTunes, Spotify. Y'all know where we got our numbers in your mom's dresser if you need to contact us.
Do us a solid. Leave us a rating and review, for God's sake. Would you please? Yeah. You have no idea how much it actually helps. I mean it.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Genuinely helps. If you're listening on an audio platform, drop us a rating and review. Also, subscribe.
Yeah.
That'd help a bunch.
When we were doing the giveaway, once we get more merch, we'll do some more giveaways. I don't want to just send y'all random shit like I have laying around the house.
Yeah, and I think
here's a Dyson. It's used.
People take it. Yeah. And you said it before, but it's worth mentioning again. Like we have done, you've issued a little merch in the past, and you didn't like the quality.
Yeah,
you're not sending it to people.
Yeah,
this is quality assurance, folks.
I'm huge on quality.
Yeah,
and if you finally see us wearing it, like this hat, I don't like the hat. That's why we haven't made more.
Yeah,
looks
good on camera. But
it does, but it's not a great hat. I need to get with the people who did Mike's stuff and have them do some shit.
Yeah, got a good team in Florida fucking wrapping that shit up.
Yeah. So then all we got to do is build a website and all that horrible shit.
Yeah, kind of. That's
But check us out on all the links, guys, and we'll check you out later, bitches.